Hey everybody, welcome to the Legacy Up channel. Giovanni Rodriguez here for another episode. This is Legacy Up, and I'm here to basically help all of you create long-term success, build a legacy, build something that when you're not here anymore on this earth, you can be proud of what you've left behind, so that when people think about you, your memory, and the impact that you had on their lives, that it could be something that could impact future generations. And I believe all of us have the potential to be able to create an impact based off of our personal experiences and off of our specific talents that we've been given when we were brought into this earth. So this channel, I'm going to be bringing different topics on what legacy is, on building a legacy, long-term success. We're going to be talking business, we're going to be talking spiritual aspects, we're going to be talking emotional, mental, mindset, bringing people on. I'm going to be doing some interviews with people who I believe can really emphasize what I'm trying to do with the channel, really emphasize legacy and long-term success, and have been through some things and we can learn from them. I'm really looking forward to that first interview that I'll be doing on this channel, and I'll be bringing a lot of information on legacy, long-term success, and how we have to really focus our attention on the long term, on what are we going to leave behind, and what are real purposes while we're here on earth. I think that's very important. That's what this channel is about. I'm a serial entrepreneur, used to be in corporate for around almost 10 years, different leadership positions. That gave me the foundation and business to then go and take on the venture of getting my own businesses running, which I'm now growing, and I'm still have a lot more to accomplish, but glad that I've started, and I've started building that legacy, and this channel is also part of that legacy, to create more legacy builders and people who can make an impact on the world through their talents and what they're trying to build and achieve. So I'm excited. If you're interested in this type of content, then just subscribe, hit the like button, help us reach more people. Stay tuned to more videos, because I'll be bringing different topics and content that will be of value for you. So I'm going to be doing every 24 hours. That's the goal. A video a day for the first, for the next 3 months. That's going to be the goal. So stay tuned to that. Bringing a lot of content. Love to hear your feedback, comments, and we're always up for constructive criticism to become better. So let's get into this video. I think this one's going to be very interesting, because it's something that came to my mind that I think we have to speak about, because it's about how all the hardships we have in life, right? All the bad stuff that happens, all the tough situations that we go through, it's all worth it. We have to hold on and get through those situations, because at the end of the day, all of those different aspects of life that affect us, all of those hard times, right? We have to learn how to embrace them, because then at the end of the journey, we'll realize how it pays off. And I wanted to touch on this because it's something that affects all of us as humans, and I find it interesting. Doesn't matter what race you are, what country you're from, where you were born, even what year you were born. We're all gonna go through this life, and we're all gonna have to go in one point or another. Be it you've been born into a wealthy family, or if you've been born into a poor family, or if you've been born into a middle class family. It doesn't matter. We're all gonna go through some type of hard times and hardships in our journey through life. It's just a part of it, and I believe we have to embrace it, because since it's already gonna happen, then I'm just so you guys know, naturally I'm an optimist. Lately I've been more optimist, more towards the realist side. So I'll be optimistic, but always keeping into consideration also being realistic, and not letting optimism mess up my judgment and be too optimistic where it's unrealistic and careless, right? So I've learned that. But I'm very optimistic, whereas I would always rather see the glass half full than half empty. And I believe it's helped me out greatly in life to see things from a perspective a positive perspective, and that's helped me get past certain situations. So, but not everybody is like that, right? And I think we have to not always be, maybe you don't have to be optimistic about everything, but I believe you have to know how to approach the situations, especially the hard times that are going to come up in your business, in your life, right? I mean, there's so many things that happen to us, right? I mean, I've heard so many stories, and you've probably heard a lot of stories of people you know that have gone through so many hard times and hard things have happened to them. Yet some of them have been able to get past them and become successful, and yet others you may have seen that just get unfortunately consumed by those hard times and those problems. And there's a difference. The difference is that the people who actually move forward and actually end up succeeding and getting past, right, those obstacles and those hard times in life, is because they embrace them. They accept that some things they can't control, but what they can control, they take action and make things happen and see things in a different light, so that they can continue to build and create an impact. So the first point I want to bring up is that you have to understand that hardship is all about perspective. Depending on your perspective that you have, and you're looking at different situations, it's how, right, things will turn out. If you go into a situation that's already negative or bad and hard, and you come into it with the worst attitude, with the worst effort, with just the worst demeanor, and not even trying to see things in a way where you can problem solve it and get through it, then obviously you're gonna hit roadblocks and you're not gonna be able to make it, because already you're starting off wrong. So we have to embrace it, and embracing is not accepting defeat. Embracing the hard times means you have to be able to see them for what they are. They're stepping stones towards your legacy. They're stepping stones towards greater things. I mean, there's people who are born into circumstances that we could say are unjust. I mean, people who are born with different diseases, different sicknesses that they had no control over that, yet they decide to push forward and do great things. And we have that, and that's because of their perspective. They don't see the sickness, they don't see their hardship, they don't see the negative aspects as things that are in control of them. They see reverse. They see that they can control those aspects by controlling their attitude towards the hardships, by controlling how they react, right, to those hard obstacles and hard problems and difficult times that come up in life. So when we realize that, our perspective towards how we react towards these hardships that are going to come up, and we learn to embrace them and say, you know what, this is happening, but let me see how I'm going to get through this. I know I can make it happen. Let me make sure I get everything in my power to make sure that I'm in the best position to get past this and learn from it and push forward. And if we go with the right attitude, we come in. I mean, I've been in situations where if, for example, right now, it's not easy in terms of situation that I've had recently with my wife's health, yet I've learned how that is forming me in certain areas of my character, so that I can become a better person, and I can develop even more patience and more understanding towards others. Because until you've passed through certain situations, then you can't really embrace other situations. So when you're embracing your hardships, you are also becoming capable of embracing other people's hardships. And that's what relatability is about, and that's where inspiration happens. And that comes to the next point. You have to embrace hardships, because when you embrace them, you inspire others. When you embrace your hardships and show that it's possible to move past the barriers, that it's possible to move past discrimination, that it's possible to move past racism, that it's possible to move past, negative beliefs that have been put on you, negative statements that have been said towards you, that have been put there to try to hold you back, and you get past those, you get past the odds, the odds that were against you, you become an inspiration to other people. You become a true inspiration for those who are broken, for those who maybe have similar situations to yours, and you thought you were the only one in the world going through this crazy situation, yet there's so many others out there that may be going through the same thing or have gone through it and never thought that they would be able to get out. Yet if you're able to push forward and you're able to embrace that hardship and pain, to then realize that that pain will then take you to the next level, take you and will become a stepping stone so that you can complete your legacy and impact more lives, then you realize it's a lot bigger deal than you think, that you can't give up, that you have to get past it, that we have to learn to be humble and recognize that we may not have all the answers all the time and we may hit some brick walls, but that there's always a way to either move around or go over. So this is why we must embrace it, because to make a true legacy is to embrace the good and the bad that comes along the way, and taking those things to help inspire others along the way. And that's where a true legacy is created, because legacy a lot of times is inspiration. A true legacy will inspire other people, will have other people talking and saying, well, wow, if he was able to do it, if she was able to get back up, if she was able to get back from a horrid situation of abuse from her family, from abuse from close family members, from sexual abuse, emotional abuse, if she was able to do it, then I can do it. And when you create that inspiration, that's when change really happens in the world. That's when great things occur and really shifts in mentality occur that can change people's lives. That's why we must learn to embrace pain, because it will pay off. And where will it pay off? Those dividends are in the legacy you will leave. When you leave this earth and you've made an impact and you've been able to say that I embraced the hard times, I learned from them, I got past them, I moved around them, I jumped over them, I scaled the mountain and made it over. When you're able to say that, then you could know that your legacy, when you leave, people will be inspired by it, and you could make a change even when you're gone. And I think that's the greatest legacy you could leave. Truth be told, that's not easy to achieve, but it is achievable. And that's the type of legacy I think would be great to achieve, for us to be able to leave something where when you're gone, it creates change even when you're not present, just because of your story, just because of the legacy you left behind and the lessons you were able to learn and pass along to others, and your experiences that you were able to show and put out there so that others can learn from, that can be an inspiration so that others can follow and say, you know what, I can make it, I can cross the finish line, I can create something great, because if Gio did it, I can do it, because if Michael did it, I can do it, because if Kevin did it, I can do it, if Catherine did it, I can do it. Whatever, you can be an example for other people so that they can be legacy builders and make an impact in the world. But it's only when we start to embrace the good and the bad, but mostly the hard times, because the hard times will give us the lessons we need, the tools we need to push forward and continue building. If we don't go through the hardships, if we don't see the marks on our hands after we've had to pick up the blocks all day and put them as we're building, then there is no evidence that we worked. There is no evidence that we put the work in. And pushing past the hardships and embracing them is your evidence that you've put in the work to get to where you want to get to. And when you get there, that will serve as the biggest inspiration to others so that they can follow and become great as well. So I hope we can all continue to push forward. We can all continue to embrace the hard times that come in life. Because even though some things may come as a surprise and come all of a sudden and will make things a lot more difficult than we wanted, just know that there's a purpose and that you must see things in the right perspective and then embrace the hardships and find where the lesson is that you need to learn, so that can be the stepping stone to the next level of your success, to the next level of your legacy. And these are what these hardships are for. I believe life, universe, God has given us sometimes hardships so that we can realize, first off, that we are not as smart as we seem, and that we will always have things that will happen that we will need to get better at, and then we will need to learn how to problem solve and get past. So these things are put in our path so that we can become stronger and develop ourselves in different areas that will prepare us for our legacy. So I hope we can all learn to embrace the hardships, and even though it will not be easy, but it will pay off, and you will see the fruits once you go past these hardships and you learn to embrace it and learn from them. Oh, you will see how it will impact the lives of other people as you progress and get past the next level of hardships, and then you get past the next one, and then you start to build these experiences that will serve as lessons and inspirations to others. So let's keep building, let's keep moving forward, let's keep focusing on legacy, focusing on our impact that we have on the people around us, and keep focusing on the positive and doing the best we can to become the best versions of ourselves and leave the best legacy possible. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate every single one of you who have been tuning in, who's commented, who's liked the videos and is sharing. I appreciate all of you. Look forward to seeing you within the next 24 hours on the next one. Have a great day. Take care. Let's legacy up. Bye-bye.